Earth crisis. Steel pulse, wild goose chase. Wild goose chase. Mass producing test tube bakers. I'm going to talk about strategy today. Let me share. Wild goose chase. No, world going crazy. World going crazy. Mass producing test tube babies. The world going crazy. Chemicals in the food. The laws of nature you just can't break. Who shall save the human race? Ain't nobody gonna save your monkey, but ain't nobody's coming to save you. Stop worshiping your Caesars. We got to talk about face diaper strategy real quick. That's why I got my face diaper around my neck. Yes, I do. In solidarity, Face Diaper Society, United States Society, Perfect, Face Diaper Rothschild, Big Pharma Face Diaper Society. I got a Face Diaper Society. I wear my face diaper. Okay? I don't care what y'all do. We need to stop having coyote strategies. Everybody, you pick your own strategy. Don't tell other people what they got to do. I'm standing up for the face diapers today for a moment, second for a moment. I got my face, let me put my face diaper on. Y'all got face diapers? I wear my face diaper. That's not a fight I'm in. I know y'all in that going, I'm gonna go to Home Depot. I'm gonna thug out. I'm not gonna wear my face diaper. Yeah, you can do anything you want to do. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. No matter what you do, I'm probably gonna laugh. That's just where we are in this world right now. The world gone crazy. The world gone crazy. Mass producing test tube babies. Just make sure that you have a strategy. You pick and choose your strategy. You do that. No, it's not my thing to thug out in Lowe's. That's not my, it is not my remit. It is not my strategy to go to the grocery store and be beefy and burly and swell my chest up for the 17-year-old kids at the checkout. I'm not gonna wear my face diaper. I got my face diaper on because I'm ready for the apocalypse. This my door. Face diaper. Rob a bank. That's what I'm gonna do. I wear my face diaper, but I take it off as soon as I get out that damn store. And I keep my demeanor and I keep my strategy, which is we all gonna die if we all keep listening to the Caesar. You pick and choose where you listen to the Caesar, and other people pick and choose where they listen to the Caesar. And a whole lot less shaming would be wonderful. You pay your taxes? Okay then. All right. You got a face diaper, it just looks a little different, right? You drive a car, okay. You got a face diaper, you buy gas, you got a face diaper, just looks a little, everybody got face diapers, y'all. We just have to figure out the end. Gotta have a strategy. Where do you want to get to? Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? I'm gonna bring you through. Grand Rising, Susan. Good morning, Christine. I'm telling you, hyperventilation. Somebody hyperventilate. Who's hyperventilating? They must not seen the Joker video. Can the 332 person send me that Joker video? We might have to watch it. What was so deep? What was so deep in the Joker video? Something that you didn't already. Everybody sent that Joker video. Everybody sent it. No YouTube today. I don't know. So let me check. Ooh, have I been naughty over there? I try to be. I do my best. I do my best to lick my finger and stick it in the ear of the kings and colonizers in the world. Let me see. No, yeah, it looks like YouTube is struggling. Let me stop it, try to restart it. That's how it goes. It could be a technological thing, or it could be that I finally pissed some Caesars off over there. But always piss the Caesar. No matter what you do, always lick your finger, stick it in his ear, right? You know, you gotta give him a wet willy, give him a wet, ear. I had a thought. You don't know. Your ear. Do wet willy in the ear. Always stick it to the man. Stick it to the man, stick it to the man, and know who the man is. What Joker video? Susan, where the hell have you been? In the garden? Everybody's seen the Joker video. Oh, it's going like crazy. It's all over. I got 1,000 of them in my inbox. Every time I click on somebody's thing now, it's like the Joker video. The Joker video. The Joker video. So maybe I'll play it. But it is good that that's happening. I'm annoyed that I got it like 100 times, 200 times, but the Joker. It was a CGI. We might take a look at it. I'm trying to see what's going on with YouTube. YouTube does not want to get up today. What did I talk about yesterday? I offended YouTube yesterday. I offended the YouTube Caesars. I don't remember what we talked about. Oh yeah, we were heavy on anti-big pharma yesterday. Yeah, they probably said, nope, that's it. We need to put you in a prison. I don't know. They even tell you when they ban you over there? I don't know. It's not going. I think. What shall I do? What shall I do? What was the name of yesterday's video? Fear porn and preparing for darkness. Yeah, they probably blind. Yeah, I might be in YouTube jail. I've never been in YouTube jail. That's interesting. What's it like in here? Do we get two hots in a cot? It's like Facebook jail. What is it like? I've never been to YouTube jail before, so I don't know what's going on. Yeah, it just keeps saying that it's trying to start, trying to get it up, can't get it up, trying to get it up, can't get it up. That'll happen. That happens when you're scared. Oh man, could I tell y'all a story? I'm probably not gonna tell that. It's too early in the morning. It's too early. Fear is a thing, boy. I tell you what, fear is a thing. And I guess YouTube or billionaires or trillionaires, they're scared of the populace waking up, so they'll censor anything that goes along that line. But which leads into today's discussion, strategy. Do you have a strategy, and what is your strategy? I have my face diaper around my neck because that's not a fight I wish to fight. I grew up watching The Coyote and The Roadrunner, all right? Just make sure that your strategy probably has a good end, but you choose how you fight. You can fight like a girl, fight like a guy, or you can be a clone and do everything they tell you to do. And that's not going to end well. And that's what the Joker video was kind of about. But look at that. Why wait? No, I don't know. YouTube doesn't look like it wants to get up today, so I have to take a look at it later. YouTube, I apologize. I don't know what's going on. But if you're not going to YouTube, Facebook, VK, does VK have a jail? If you're not going to jail, you're not actually fighting the power. You're not fighting the system or the model. Like I was thinking about poverty this morning. Let me change this thing. Poverty is baked into the model. Baked into the model. Baked into the model. Baked into the model. That's why an ancient prophet told you that the impoverished will be with you forever. Not that you should continue the model that allows them to exist. Poverty is the greatest violence on the planet. There is no worse crime than making a child be born into a hut or a family or a trailer park or ghetto or barrio and they ain't got no damn food. It doesn't get no more evil than that. That's evil. To build a model and keep a model like that is psychopathic. And so Christ told you, what he said? He said that the poor will be with you forever if you keep this model. The way things looking, y'all listening to the Caesars, going with this model based in violence, right? If you have a model that's based in violence, you gotta have the greatest violence that ever existed, which is poverty against the most weakest little goo gaga little hands and feet. And they just want some milk or something, and you deny them. A model that absolutely denies it. This is why, get back and forth into the isms. People talk about the communism, your capitalisms, and your socialisms, and the king loves all the isms. Caesar blesses all your isms. They're all on television and they're discussed in every major university. Why? Well, because they control all of them. All right, they're all based in capital. As long as they're all based in the barter called capital, then it means the people with the most capital will determine how that system goes, who wins, who dies, who lives, who survives, and if you can actually free yourself. So I have no interest in the isms because all of your systems are based in babies having without. And I'm not supposed to do that. I believe in the things that Christ taught. I believe in the things that Martin Luther King taught, which to me, it just says I can't be a part of the system. This is why they weren't a part of the system. They had no interest in it. Zero at all. Right? Caesar, and Christ even said it. Render unto Caesar what is Caesar, and unto God is what is God. Now you look across this planet and you just point and put a tag or something. I'm gonna give you some tags that say Caesar on it. I want you to go across this wide Garden of Eden and tell me which one belongs to Caesar. What belongs to Caesar? All right. That's why Martin Luther King had nothing to do with your system, was not a part of a political party. He understood what politics is. All right. And neither did Christ. So you're not going to tell me that you're going to take someone that worships violence, which is money or physical violence, the worst violence being the money part. Why? Because poverty is the greatest violence that ever existed. At least in the physical violence, you got a chance. Babies don't have no chance. Infants have no chance, all right? So if you believe, and I'm not listening to any of your leaders' names, I know you got a whole bunch of them, and they all say very freaky, weird things on television. I don't know who the heck sent me a video with Jive and Bowden. He was explaining that you gotta play record labels. Black people should play records for black children at nighttime. Can we be done with this government thing? So, and this is my point, right? If you have a person that believes in violence, worships violence, physical violence or money violence, they believe in the system, you're not gonna have a grace and mercy and peaceful existence. You're not going to have any of that in leadership. These people believe in the system. They believe in the model, all right? They believe in children being born with nothing and dying with nothing before they reach the age of 1. Worst violence has ever existed. You got to have a strategy, people. This is what I'm saying, strategy. Look at the system, look at the model. Is that really going to get you where you want to go? Determine where you... Coyote, all right, Coyote. Let's go to the Coyote. He's a prophet. Not even a prophet. He was a fool. The Roadrunner got him every single time. Why? He didn't think about the end, right? What is the end? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to end up? And will a bomb that explodes get you there? Will a conflict-based society that requires poverty, the worst violence that ever existed on this planet, in the end, will it get you to where you want to be if you think the meek shall inherit the earth? I don't think it'll get you there. I think that you should watch the Roadrunner a little more often. All right. Hell yeah, J. Rome. We deserve better, and every child on this planet deserves better. And they deserve better than us. We deserve what's better than what came before us. The only question is whether or not we're going to do it for the next generation. Did you hear about the deflection of reparations? The new deflection? No, I did not, Shatita. You know my position on reparations. I'm not going to take a rep nor a rate because that fits. I'm not going to take a rep nor a rate from the people who still believe in slavery. I won't do it. I don't want it. I don't want it at all. When they decide that they're going to divide everything up equal amongst all the people, then I'm going to take a rep or a rate in that model. But the model can't be based in human trafficking, rape, destruction, abuse, all the things that we worship and praise in, and poverty. Cannot have that system. That system needs to burn. I don't want a piece of their cotton. I don't want a piece of the price of what they got for the cotton. I don't want a piece of the land that they grow that cotton on. I want slavery to stop. When they're ready to give poor whites their land, then I'll take my land. Until they're giving poor whites their land, I don't want a drop of their slavery. You know what I'm saying? My name is not Cato. I'm not a sellout. I'm not going to sell anybody out in this human race because of their skin color. So I don't know anything about the new reparations. I understood the old reparations. And the only thing I'm interested, I think right now, Shatita, is a global reparations, right? As long as we keep anything from anybody who needs that thing that has a body, land, food, air, water, 40 acres and a mule, 16 acres and an aquaponic automated grow system, as long as you keep that from them, then they're going to want to rob and kill me. And I think that's a bad idea. I want a world where all the kids are born and we set up, and it doesn't matter what color they are, what religion they are, what they think, what they want to do, they can just go off and do it. So I'm not sure what new reparations is. I think that if it's within the model of violence, I think that's a bad strategy. I have to look into it. Give me a link and I'll take a peek at it. But if it's the same thing of strapping the next generation to a nice shiny red thing called capitalism, communism, socialism, that the elites all run, the cabal, global cult, and shooting it in the air to get to a goal, I'm gonna have to say no. Because I think we keep repeating the same thing over and over, you know what I'm saying? Me neither. I just thought it was a bunch of banana chips. Oh, Shatita, what's a banana chip? I'm talking to Shatita. What's a banana chip? That sounds funny. Is that a new saying? A banana chip? Or is that like a Jive and Bowden saying record labels? He meant something else, that the black people should put their kids that sleep together at night was in place of records. I mean, did he mean something else like CDs? Did he mean MP3? Oh, it's hilarious. It was hilarious. Hey, but you know, it's not any less funny than the other side. But I tell you what, this Trump is Jesus Christ done come again. Ain't doing nothing meek, ain't doing nothing peaceful, ain't got nothing to do grace nor mercy. But it's like, oh, he's gonna lead us to the promised land. I'm like, yeah, I don't think that's how that works. I think Christ told you that you need to render unto Caesar what Caesar and under the Lord was the Lord's. And if you think that the United States of America belong to Caesar, well, then I guess you're doing the right thing. Keep doing it. See how that works out for you. But I don't think it's a good idea to take somebody that worshiped money his entire life, not to his fault, right? He was just raised that way like everybody else, and put him in a position of power and expect that he's going to lead you to a promised land. That's not the promised land. Look, Coyote, look in his eye. He looked like he's going to the promised land. They're like, yeah, this rocket going to lead me to the promised land. No, it's not. I've seen that before. I saw that commercial when I was 5. You just going to blow up at the end of it. Whew, you cannot have a system based in power and money and expect the least to have power and money. The meek do not inherit the earth that way. That's just continuing with the billionaires. In fact, speaking of that, let's see if we can find the show. Good morning. Kelp chips. Ooh, kelp is delicious, Jennifer. Kelp, and it came from the ocean, which is part of why it's so delicious and nutritious, because of most of what we got evolved came from that ocean. So the plants have, I won't get into the details. I'll bore y'all with that. Good morning, everybody. Let's see if I can find this. Let's not even see if I can find it. Literally everybody sent me this damn video. I'll have to look for it, which is a good thing. It's a fantastic thing. It seems like more and more people are realizing the course that we're on, right? Less and less people are cheering this nonsense of doing everything that the Caesars tell you. They're trying to save grandma. They're not trying to save grandma. They don't care two damns about grandma. We talked about that yesterday, and that's probably why I'm in YouTube jail. Let me see if I can try YouTube one more time. It's probably because it was probably the grandma. Because they're not trying, they don't like grandma. They ain't never like grandma. And did y'all see the federal investigation that's happening right now, which is interesting to me? I don't think they really find anything. I don't think they're gonna find anything. I don't ever trust the Caesars investigations into the Caesars. I don't ever trust that. But I find it highly interesting that the 5, because I you know what, I listen to Del Bigtree and the doctors on there, but sometimes I'm half paying attention. I'm in the garden doing stuff, but I went back. The nurse, what is it? The nursing home crisis. The nursing home crisis. I think that's what the name of the video is called. And so what he explained is that a couple states decided it was a good idea to force nursing homes to take in any elderly that got cuckoo virus. They got the virus, got the flu this year. Let's just put it that way. I like to group them all together. It's the flu, all right? Flu. If you got the flu, you as a nursing home, you couldn't push anybody away. And so what they did is they took the most vulnerable population and the people who were definitely having the flu this year and forced them into the nursing homes, forced them into places that the elderly stayed. So one person taking care of all the elderly people at that nursing home was now taking care of a whole bunch of flu patients. And you know what happened next? You know exactly what happened next. They're estimating between 30,000 and 60,000 elderly grandmas and grandpas died in our country. 30 to 60,000. Do the math on that. That's what I say. You know, I trust the math. I'm a little sketchy on the science because the science is never settled. But what does the math say? Well, if 140,000 people, they say, got the flu and died this year, and you divide that by 30 to 60,000, what does that mean? It means we have a flu season. And they killed a lot of people. That's a genocide. That's a democide. That is a crime of the highest order. So I'm glad they're investigating. That's a good thing. It explains why the numbers are where they are, and explains that we are in a very mild flu season. So calm down. But we need to push that investigation on. I don't think they'll find anything. I don't. That's just the Caesars investigate the Caesars. They investigated 9/11, Martin Luther King, JFK. Apparently when they do it, they don't really find nothing. They look under that rock like, I don't see nothing. I'm looking under the rock. It's just some mud and some slugs, and I see a salamander and some grass. I don't really see anything under that rock. And they wash over it, right? Because if you think about it, if this really does go to a plan in which how many damn plans that the people found on the internet, they said that they want to do this, how many patents have they found that they were going to do this or they had the ability to profit from this? Just looking into the stimulus, how they gave private hospitals the money for people that, come on, all right. And add on top of that, you know, the fact that they needed increased numbers, change the coding. I mean, how much more evidence do we need? How much more evidence do you need to finally say and just come out with it? Just, you could have your face diaper on when you say it if you want to. And just say, damn it, I don't want to go to work no more. Just say it. I don't want to go to work no more. I'm getting more on unemployment and stimulus checks than I do. That bastard at work, master never paid me nothing, never gave me enough attention, worked me like a dog. I only got an hour lunch break. If I came back an hour and 1 minute, that little bell whistle go off, I get docked, lose my bonus. Just be honest and just say what it is. Because we're okay with that. See, a good thing about being honest, it means that we can actually look at what the solution might be. If your problem is you don't want to go to work, because I feel you. Hell no, I don't want to get up, go to work now. I didn't want to go to slavery at any point in time in my life. You know, I mean, I do the things that I must do, but we understand that. But if you don't say what the real problem is, why you really don't want to go to work, then we can't come about a solution. There's a whole bunch of solutions out there. No, I don't think anybody's sitting at home scared. I don't. I know you are. I know I said a few days ago that people are really scared and fearful. Man, how much evidence do we need? How much evidence do we need that they swell the numbers? All right. Strategy. You've got to have a strategy. Pick your strategy and don't let it be for the Democrats, no the Republicans. Don't do it. That's a red rocket trying to catch a road runner. Don't do it. They're not there for you. They are literally a system. They're based in power and money. In the end, they win. You lose. That's just how that works. Real talk. G, love what you do. Thank you, Jasmine. I don't even know what I do half the time. I come out here, I'm like just a bullshizzle meter. I think that's mostly what I do, Jasmine. I just like look at what people are posting, look at what's going on in the news. I'm like, no, that's a conflict-based system, baby. That's not going to end conflict. No, that's not going to do it. No. Oh, you with the Democrats? Oh, you like democracy? Yeah, they don't like democracy. They fight democracy everywhere it appears. Okay. You with the Republic? Oh, you like Republic? You like the Republic? Oh, yeah, well, the Republicans was with the Democrats when they got rid of the Republic in 1870. You want to say, yeah, they don't like no damn Republic. They don't know. I just like bullshit. I just look at it like, nope, that's not gonna work. That's just not how that works. You know, like Black Lives Matter, we're gonna get with the Democrats who wrote the crime bill to get out here and make Black Lives Matter. That's not how that works. That's not Black lives you're trying to make matter. That's bank lives. That's what it, BLM, that's actually what it really stands for. It's Bank Lives Matter. That's all it stands for. Why? Because those big parties all worship big banks. In order for big banks to exist, you have to have very poor people on the bottom. The only thing that drives us is scarcity and starving the people on the bottom. That's all I do. I just look at stuff and I say it's bullshizzle. And when I was a plantation owner, I was a big boss, massa in corporate America. I always told my people, don't come to me with no problems unless you got a solution. I'm not interested. I'm not, what is Mr. Hay, stop. Damn it, how old are you? Damn it, you 52. Meanwhile, I'm 27. Tell somebody 52 with all kind of elemental P's and philosophy degrees and everything. What they're like, listen, don't come to me with a problem without a solution. So I just say bullshizzle, that's a problem. No, that's a bad idea. And the solution. All right, I tell everybody every single day what I think is a good solution. So I'm not gonna waste your time with that. Tony is here. Is Tony here, Rajay? Where is he hiding out? He Cuss Church here. Cuss Church in the house. Welcome to the morning church. F everybody. I don't know why that's so fun to me. If y'all have not gone to Tony Smith's Cuss Church, y'all should go to Cuss Church. It's something. It's something. I tell you, I never seen that many four-letter words be just mixed in with some scripture and I love you, and it's just so interesting. I sit in the back row when I go to his Cuss Church. The brother is on it. He is on it, but you got to take a filter with you. Take a filter because you're going to get in trouble. And don't say nothing about Lori and her potty mouth. She all sweet right here. She's sweet and nice and kind and friendly. She say all kind of love everybody, love this, love that. She get to Tony Cuss. And it's not even, I'm going to get in trouble. I wasn't supposed to say that. I'm sorry. We feed off of each other. We do. We feed off of each other. Now let me try to clean that up and make that something decent so I don't get cussed out. We feed off of each other. I go to Tony's house and it's just like, yeah, we need to stop being stupid. I take my face diaper off, I throw it on the ground and step on it. Yeah, Tony, that's what we need to do. We feed off each other because I need that. But then I'm back on this video. Here we go right here. Face diaper strategy. You have your strategy. Pick and choose the battle you want to fight. And I just got finished telling Tony, my battle is not with 22-year-olds at the Acme, the Walmart, or the Giant. I have no interest in fighting them, not wearing this I got this little silly thing that I make fun of it, basically, and I just walk in and walk out. I think we gotta have a strategy. Gotta have a strategy. Oh, Tony's in jail, he can't talk. Oh, damn it, Tony, that's what happened. That's what happened. You sinned, you sinified, you broke a law, you did something wrong, you cussed all over Christ's good, clean scriptures, and now you can't say, no, I'm not gonna talk about it. I hate that. That's the worst thing. You know how bad it is to sit there and have to watch a live stream, somebody talking about you, people posting about you, you can't say nothing. Tony, I feel you, brother. Struggle is real. I feel you. I know what I know what you're going through. I hate it. Let me show you the joke. Everybody that's around. It's important. He has a good message for you. It's all about love and compassion and working together and friendliness and cuddling. Look at this. Let me show you this. This was great. I think it's fantastic because the Joker, tell me something that Joker ever said in a Batman movie that wasn't true. Yeah, everything he says is about true.
Don't be a jerk. It's just a mask, you guys. Don't be a jerk. It's for the greater good. It's just a vaccine, you guys. Don't be a jerk. It's for the greater good. In 4 months, the U.S. was transformed into an obedient socialist country. Government dictated what events are acceptable to attend. Violent protests that instill fear are okay. But church services, family funerals, and patriotic celebrations are dangerous.
Caesar.
And you bought it without a fight. Standing in a graduation line is a safety hazard. Small businesses were forced to close, but crowds to support the corporate money machine at Walmart, Lowe's, and Home Depot are okay. Come on, it's just a mask and safety precautions. How about a little hush money? Here's $2,400 that we stole out of your paycheck in the first place. Enjoy. Buy something with it from a big corporation.
It helps.
Cash is dirty. We can't give change. There's a coin shortage. Use your card. In 4 months, they convince you to use a traceable card for everything. In less than 4 months, government closed public schools, then restructured education under the guise of public safety.
Y'all see Caesar? He look like he wants to cry. You see how his face changed a little bit? Caesar right there, he looks like he wants to cry. Like he's like, I wish I had an America. I got people that fight with me and they knew not to trust me, and then I'd look the other way and they all got together and stabbed me under my robe. How come I can't have no Americans, no Democrats and Republicans? Just listen to what I told them to do. These damn people, they wouldn't even fight the way I told them to. How come I can't have people that'll jump when I say jump, go left when I say right, and put on that damn face diaper when I say, all right, we are the envy of the world. And Donald Trump told you, he ain't lie about that. He told you. He said that we are the envy of the world, and all the world's billionaires, Russia, China, Stalin rolling over in his grave with Mao and Genghis Khan. And then, why can't we have America? Huh? We worked hard. We beat, raped, killed, destroyed, we did everything we could to get people to follow us. They wouldn't follow us. If I could only be born in I'm sorry. It boggles my mind though. Why anybody trust the Caesars? Render unto Caesar what is Caesar's, and unto God what is God. Look across this planet and tell me everything that belongs to some damn Caesars. And it's not your nostrils nor the air that you breathing in. But take your face diaper if you're going to the Home Depot. You gotta pick and choose your battles. Pick and choose your battles. I'm not going to prison for no damn face diaper. I'm not gonna do that. I'm sorry. I don't have the head nor the skin color for that. I don't have the demeanor. I am not interested in going to no damn prison, getting no $1,000 fine for no face diaper. If I'm gonna fight a battle, it's gonna be a real battle. It's gonna be the art of war type battle. But I will carry with me my anti-Caesar mentality. And I will tell everybody that it's stupid the whole damn time. When I take it off, this dumb and stupid, I feel stupid and dumb. I'll put it in like, we need to cut this out. I'll pick the cotton. But when you turn your back, I'm gonna slice your throat. Like, that's what I'm saying.
In 4 months, our government demonstrated how easily people assimilate to guidelines that have no scientific premise
Zero.
whatsoever.
No scientific.
Fearful. In less than 4 months, our government successfully instilled fear in a majority of the population in America that allows them to control every aspect of your life, including what you eat, where you go, who you see, and your toilet paper. And the most dangerous and terrifying part, people are not afraid of the government who removed their freedom. They're afraid of their neighbors, family, and friends. And they hate those that won't comply. It's absolutely terrifying to me that so many people don't question authority. They are willing to surrender their critical thinking skills and independence. They just gave up without thinking, without a fight. Do you know what's coming next? It's just a vaccine. Come on, it's for the greater good. Wait until you're told that you can't enter any store or business without proof of the COVID-19 vaccine. Wait!
That's right, and that's what's coming. And they told you that that part was coming. They're not going to force you to take the vaccine. They're just not going to let you renew your license. They're not going to let you go in the grocery store. Someone said this in history. Who said this in history? This is why like crowdsourcing works and like online discussion and social media. Y'all hate Facebook, and it is what it is. Because someone posted a quote that's for the greater good. Who said that? Hang on, it's on my page. Wait a second. Because someone posted that, probably because of this video. Everyone's got it, everyone's watching it. Well, most people, some of y'all got real lives. And those are the people like, I haven't seen it. There was somebody great, and if y'all beat me to it, then you just beat me to it. There was a great quote that somebody posted about the greater good. It's for the greater good. Yeah, it was one of the Nazis, wasn't it, Christine? For the greater good. Well, we are the Fourth Reich. We've been saying that for how long now? Well, I've been saying it for about 2-3 years after somebody else was like, hell of a lot smarter than I said it. We are the Fourth Reich. They brought everybody here. We are the Fourth Reich. Hitler said it. Oh, Hitler said it, didn't he? Did he? Hang on, I'm still going down. It's somewhere on my page. Oh, here you go. Ooh, is this it? Yes, it's here. No, it's for your safety. That's what it is. Hang on. There you go, right here. It's a Nazi saying. Hang on. Oh yeah, right there. The Nazis had a phrase which covered all abuses by the state. It's for your safety. That means if you translate, it means wear your face diaper. It means save grandma. You know what? There's one phrase that makes me want to hit people. Every time I hear this phrase, I forgot what it is. Hang on, I didn't hear it a little while, but I heard it this morning. What is this? What is it? Nope, that's not it. Hang on. I heard it this morning. I was listening to something and they said the phrase and I just felt like I need to hit something. Shelter in place. It's like, oh, well, you need to shelter in place. And I'm just like, I hate it. I don't know why I hate your phrase. I hate your Caesar's phrase. Anytime they come up with a new phrase and then enough of the monkey say it, it bothers me. And I feel like I need to hit something of authority. I need to hit something that just make me feel a little bit better about myself and the fact that I live in a time where people believe and worship everything that Caesar said. Shelter in place. What kind of nonsense is shelter in place? Like, think about that. You literally live in a country where you deny people shelter. There are more shelters than people who need shelter. Shelter in place. No, not interested. Let me stop. I'm going off in a tangent. Let's let the Joker finish. I hate that. Shelter in place. Break the curve. End the cycle. All together. That's it right there. That's the other one. Yes, absolutely. All together makes me want to hit something. Not a body. I don't want to hit a body. I want to hit a spirit. I want to hit the energy. I want to hit the energy of the spirit thing that gives everybody involved in this nonsense that it's a good idea because they don't want to go to work to pretend that they're going to get this check forever. And it's more than what their boss pays them. So they're like pretending to go along with all this. We need to be in this all together. Say we're not together. We aren't together. Nobody in Hollywood's together in this with you. Nobody on they on television. They're not in this with you. And besides, most of the people, they don't have shelters. We're about to have the mass migration out of New York into some tent city somewhere, probably in Jersey. We are not in this together. Not in this together at all. Hang on, let's go back to the shelter in place for grandma. They literally just killed 30 to 60,000 grandmas who need justice. There's some justice for you. There's some justice for you. Where is the protest for grandma? Where is the street? How come y'all not burning down the caduceus? Huh? But the caduceus statues need to get burned down. How come we're not doing that? How come we're not knocking those down? They've been poisoning grandma since she was born, and give her drugs that they give to horses and cattle at the end of their life, so she dies with no pain. And then they grouped everybody up in nursing homes together that was sick. They basically said all the young, healthy people need to social distance, but we're going to take the senior citizens and put them all together in a death camp. And exactly what happened is a lot of them died. Where is the protest for that? Where's grandma? Does grandma's life matter, or only matters when you want to say science? Grandma's life matters, science. I have no understanding of it, but I can say it because I don't want to go to work, and we got to get Donald Trump out because science. It's just like, all right, if you don't know what a model is, it's going to come back and burn you. You better have a strategy.
Until you can't go to public events or get on a plane without proof of receiving the vaccine. Don't think it's possible? Well, you already allowed the government to say when you can go outside, where you're allowed to go, and accepted a new unproven digital education for your kids in the last 100 days. You followed blindly because you were told to do so. You're kidding yourself. Mass behavior won't be repeated with a vaccine or whatever the next step is. I don't follow politics. I don't care about that stuff. I don't think about it. 6 million Jewish people were exterminated in Germany because 97% of the population cowered to populist control. Nobody wanted to think about it. It's science.
So yeah. Once again, there is a consistency amongst people, I think, that are discovering consciousness, and they're growing. They're discovering sentience. They're starting to actually look at what the problems with the world are. And they're seeing us at the model level, and there's a growing interest and disinterest in anything coming from government. It is. There's a growing interest and disinterest in anything coming out their mouths. Most of us don't even follow it other than make a few jokes. I just want to hear the dumb stuff that comes out their mouth. Like, yeah, we're protecting our citizens. We don't want them to get the sniffles. Like, come on, these people been killing y'all from the start. They killed all your relatives, your ancestors, your natural medicine, and poisoning your air, food, water, dropping bombs on babies. And now they're worried about your sniffles. No, just be honest and just say it. I don't want to go to work no more. Okay, that does not make you a Democrat. That means that you're smart. It means that you're a free human. You want to be free. You want to chase your passions and not be led into some career or job form of slavery, a forced labor camp because the billionaire wants you to. Just say that. Then we can do something with that. We can't do that. I'm a Democrat, so I'm supposed to pretend that the cuckoo virus is going to get me. But it's on the Republican side, too. It's not both sides. The other one's like, ain't nothing in the air. It's fresh. Ooh, breathe air. It's good air. It's fresh air. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's snot. Literally snot. Because you're going to have a whole bunch of snot mucus. You breathing all them chemtrails they've been spraying out in the pesticide. It's raining glyphosate, Republicans. Right? Y'all took the money with them. That's just real talk. Real talk. Let's let this do.
Easier just to ignore it. But that couldn't happen here in America, right? They got you. Without a thought. Without a fight. Just like France. Just like Russia. Just like China. Welcome, comrade.
All right, so what did he just explain? He explained to you what somebody told you a long time ago. I love how it all fits together. I'm gonna tell you, you know what he explained to you. He reminded me what he just told you. Just like Russia, you're just like China, you're just like all the rest of them. Well, but no, we're America. You're not America. Corporations run the world, people. Stop playing. Politics is like 8 levels beneath how the world actually works. Okay? Corporations run the world. Nations don't exist anymore. All of your deep state agencies, yeah, we gotta fight. What, the CIA, and they turned against us in that fight, but they're fighting the KGB on, and da-da-da-da-da. Every single acronym agency, they all work for the same people, all of them. And they serve the same energy, all of them. They all do. There is nobody out there secretly fighting for America. It's not happening. There's nobody out there fighting for Russia. They're all out there doing exactly whoever's paying dictates everything. They own the corporations. If you know corporations run the world, then you know ain't nobody's acronym agencies out there doing anything against those people who run the world. Everything they do is nefarious. They don't even know what they're doing, right? It's all decompartmentalized, like how the CIA works. This department doesn't know what that department's doing, and within this department, I'm doing this, I'm gonna kill this guy, I'm gonna topple this nation, I do this, you do, I don't know what you're doing, and there's somebody at the top with a greater plan. So somebody explain to me how the CIA is in it for America. Explain to me, if they are so decompartmentalized that they don't even know what each other is doing, and somebody at the top has a master plan which is above the person who sees to the CIA, explain to me how they're not doing the same thing the KGB is doing. They're all working together. They all work for the same people. The big banks, they don't get to do anything unless they get that salary, and that salary is dictated by those who run the world. And someone else told you about that. Let me show you an old interview.
Mr. Bezmenov was born
1984. 1984. Back in the day where we had audio cassettes, and I wasn't there because I'm only 29. I'm only 29 because I'm not in your age code. And these 29 grades is getting to me. That's what happened. You get 29. Sometimes you might have a grade at 29. That's all. That's all. It's just sometimes the hair doesn't know. That's that. I know how old I am. My hair don't know how old I am. That's okay. I'm not in the age cult. I'm not doing a nocebo cult effect with y'all.
born in 1939 in a suburb of Moscow. He was the son of a high-ranking Soviet Army officer. He was educated in the elite schools inside the Soviet Union and became an expert in Indian culture and Indian languages. He had an outstanding career with Novosti, which was and still is, I should say, the press arm or the press agency of the Soviet Union. It turns out that this is also a front for the KGB. He escaped to the West in 1970 after becoming totally disgusted with the Soviet system, and he did this at great risk to his life. He certainly is one of the world's outstanding experts on the subject of Soviet propaganda and disinformation and active measures.
So he basically did a reverse Edward Snowden. Just think about it from that perspective. He did a reverse Edward Snowden. He got sick of his system, and he just looked across the grass and said, damn it, looked across the road, the grass looked greener over there. He was over there, what's his name? Yuri Bezmenov, something like that. He was in Russia. It was like, yo, this system is corrupt. I'm sick of this stuff. We ain't gonna do this no more. I got to get the hell out of here. Look, America, yeah, they say they stand for democracy and freedom and justice, and they fight evil wherever there's trouble. And GI America is there, and he decided he wanted to come to America. And when he got here, guess what he found? He put a reverse Richard Snowden. And by the way, like I said, I don't talk problems without solutions. Bofon asked me, where's my banana? It's right here. This is my smoothie. Y'all see it right here? It's all chunky and stuff and some blueberries. This is how you fight what's the cure. It's the cure right there. That's the cure. You got to be healthy. Otherwise, you will not get your upgraded coding called viruses. And your symbiosis in nature will not work out right because your body will have trouble taking in the RNA coding. Listen to what he has to say right here. How they're all working together. There is no America. There's no Russia. There's no China. There's no Germany. There's no Britain. They all are different departments of the same. Some people call it the Crown Corporation. Some people call it the Bank of England. Some people say it's the Zionists and Rothschilds. Whatever you want to call it, they all work together, which means that we have only one way out as a world is to get it.
Well, you spoke several times before about ideological subversion. That is a phrase that I'm afraid some Americans don't fully understand. When the Soviets use the phrase ideological subversion, what do they mean by it?
Ideological subversion is the slow process which we call either ideological subversion or active measures, активные мероприятия in the language of the KGB, or psychological warfare. What it basically means is to change the perception of reality of every American to such an extent that despite of the abundance of information, no one is able to come to sensible conclusions in the interests of defending themselves, their families, their community, and their country. It's a great brainwashing process which goes very slow, and it's divided in 4 basic stages. The first one being demoralization. It takes from 15 to 20 years to demoralize a nation. Why that many years? Because this is the minimum number of years which requires to educate one generation of students in the country of your enemy, exposed to the ideology of the enemy. In other words, Marxism-Leninism ideology is being pumped into the soft heads of at least 3 generations of American students without being challenged or counterbalanced by the basic values of Americanism,
Antifa.
patriotism. The demoralization process in the United States is basically completed already. For the last 25 years, actually it's overfulfilled, because demoralization now reaches such areas where previously not even Comrade Andropov and all his experts would even dream of such a tremendous success. Most of it is done by Americans to Americans, thanks to lack of moral standards. As I mentioned before, exposure to true information does not matter anymore. A person who was demoralized is unable to assess true information. The facts tell nothing to him. Even if I shower him with information, with authentic proof, with documents, with pictures, even if I take him by force to the Soviet Union and show him concentration camp, he will refuse to believe it until he is going to receive a kick in his fat bottom. When a military boot crashes his balls, then he will understand, but not before that. That's the tragedy.
Oh, I didn't hear that part before. That part was rough, dude. He took it to the level. So people not gonna get it till they put their balls under some boots. Oh my God, we in trouble. Yeah, and that boot might just be the coming depression. Like, the boot might be when people starving out in the street, running around, trying to feed each other. But, like, do you see what he's saying? Which is interesting, right? This was 1984. He came here in the 1970s. He left Russia and said, this is jacked up. I'm working with the KGB. I see what they're trying to do. They're trying to program people and demoralize them. And, all right, now I'm going to go to America because the grass is greener. And he got here and he found out he's still in Russia. Still in Russia. No, Sandra, no, not balls on boots. Balls on boots is kinky. That's what people do. They get the rich people, go over there and they get with the lady with that she got on all the black and stuff. No, that's having fun. That's not Sandra. No, he said balls under boot, like squack. Squack. Men don't like that sound at all. No, he said it very violently, not on, under, and crush.
Of the situation of demoralization. The next stage.
But I'll explain that another way. No matter what happens in the face of facts, you can have statistics. You can have, nurses and doctors coming out telling you in droves that this is not happening, that this is not real, this is a problem. They could be putting grandma in the nursing homes till they die, 20 to 30, 60,000 of them. Federal investigations happening. As long as you brainwash them well enough, as long as you give them $1,200 of their own tax money, tax money, most of them got to pay back, and it's been in unemployment, and it's more than what their current mass is paying them, they will sit there and completely deny any facts completely until some testicles is under the boots. I think he said military boots specifically, not the little pretty boots that the kids wear out in the cities, not the walking and hiking boots, but the steel-toe, nasty, foul, hard, heavy boots.
Which is destabilization. This time, the subverter does not care about your ideas and the patterns of your consumption.
Destabilization. Is anybody seeing any destabilizations anywhere at all in the country? A model of destabilizing other nations, which is what we've always been doing, which is why I just sit back and say, yeah, this is feeling like karma. It's that. This hurts and I don't like it. I want to go to the movies. I can't go, but it's just feeling like karma. We've made a model of destabilizing other countries and killing a bunch of people and stealing their resources so the banks can have it. No, the Republicans, no, we are not bringing the resources here. They're going to Rothschilds and Rockefellers. And the Democrats, you go right along with them. Ain't nobody sharing nothing back here under no Marxism and socialism, nothing. That resource, the boat don't even get here. They go to them other countries, they get that oil, and they send it. They send just enough oil here to keep the plantation running. That's all they do. Destabilization. It's called closing small businesses, all right? It's called social distancing. It's called shelter in place. It's called letting Walmart stay open and Target and Walgreens, the drugstores. That's how you know who's destabilizing you. It's just look who's open. Whoever's stable when you're being destabilized, whoever has stores on every single corner in your country, that's how you know who did this. Whoever's thriving in dark times, that's who owns your political parties, and they own both of them.
Whether you eat junk food and get fat and flabby, it doesn't matter anymore. This time, and it takes only from 2 to 5 years to destabilize a nation.
I'm sorry, did he say 2 to 5 years or did he say 3 months? 2 to 5, it takes the Russians, this is what he's saying. It takes the Russians 2 to 5 years to destabilize a country because the Russians don't get too damn. They out there in the cold, survival, taking care of themselves. They the Russian bears. They fight with the government all the damn time. Americans, 3 months. 3 months and some television. At election year. I don't want to be rough on the Americans. Off election year, they some tough people. I love all my people after the election year. On the election year, I don't want to be around them, don't want to smell them, don't want to take in their air, their oxygen, whatever they're breathing out, because I don't want to breathe it in. Whatever that cuckoo virus is that makes them want to love and trust their governing, their Caesars every 4 years, I don't want to breathe it in. Off election years, it'd probably take 2 to 4 years to also destabilize America, but maybe that's why the election cycle is every 4 years. Because they know eventually you're going to come back around in the cycle. It's like, yeah, I need to fight against my freedom. For people fighting against my freedom.
What matters is essentials: economy, foreign relations, defense systems. And you can see it quite clearly that in some areas, in such sensitive areas as defense and economy, the influence of Marxist-Leninist ideas in the United States is absolutely fantastic. I could never believe it 14 years ago when I landed in this part of the world that the process will go that fast. The next stage, of course, is crisis. It may take only up to 6 weeks to bring a country to the verge of crisis. You can see it in Central America now. And after crisis, with a violent change of power, structure, and economy, you have so-called the period of normalization. It may last indefinitely. Normalization is a cynical expression borrowed from Soviet propaganda. When the Soviet tanks moved into Czechoslovakia in '68, Comrade Brezhnev said, "Now the situation in brotherly Czechoslovakia is normalized."
Anybody using that word nowadays, put a new in front of it, see how that fits.
This is what will happen in the United States if you allow all these schmucks to bring the country to crisis, to promise people all kind of goodies and the paradise on earth, to destabilize your economy, to eliminate the principle of free market competition, and to put a big brother government in Washington, D.C.
Hello! Remember we just still talked about how the Republicans ain't fighting for the republic, your freedom of democracy or nothing. Now we believe in capitalism. No, you don't. We just did socialism. We did communism for the last 3 months. Okay? For their criminal friends on Wall Street with the Democrats. All right? Do you see how funny this is? This was back in 1984. the KGB whistleblowing, right? Because the same model in Russia is the same model in the United States. Is the same model in China because the same modelers own all of it. You don't have a country, all right? You are a slave, all right? Slave. This is so interesting. I have to finish this.
With benevolent dictators like Walter Mondale, who will promise lots of things, never mind whether the promises are fulfillable or not. Your leftists in the United States, all these professors and all these beautiful civil rights defenders, they are instrumental in the process of the subversion only to destabilize the nation. When their job is completed, they are not needed anymore.
They're not needed anymore. So all you professors out there teaching all that hate in them liberal universities, how young little white folks should hate their white skin, and young little black babies should hate other people white skin too, and now the whole world is blowing up, or then now your students out there burning down Walmart, you scared, you did this, you were a part of this. Now you're gonna see how they don't have no use for you because they got CBT learning. That's what's coming. They have no use for you. They literally created, what's the name of that, the school, the Mullahs or something? Where the Muslim and Islam, they teach, they say these are hate schools. What is that name? What are the name of those schools? And so that's what the liberal universities became. They drummed up all these hate because these coward professors who don't want to go fight the power and fight the system taught the kids to fight white people, right? And so that's called inciting a riot, inciting violence, which is a crime, but they were scared to go do it, which is why I did a video a long time ago. I said, y'all don't listen to your adults, don't listen to the professors because they're cowards. They're trying to get you to go do something that I don't even think they believe in because it pays well. I don't see any professors out in the street fighting with police. I see young people, right? And that's a damn shame. But this is interesting what he's saying. No, they don't have no place for you. You serve a function and they get rid of you. It's like, so to replace the professors with online learning, with CBT, same way they replaced the folks who came and started America. What they do? They hired some poor people and brought them on over here. Some of them they forced over here. Oh, we need to take the land from the Indians so y'all can be free, have some land. What they do now? Took all the land back, took the water back, the air. You can't even get the rain no more. Someone did a meme. Said, yeah, they even said, some criminals is running you. You can't even get the rain. You put a cup outside in I forgot what state it was, and the cup fills up, that's a crime. You're not allowed to harvest rainwater. They take it back. Again, they use you and they get rid of you. So now what are the odds that the Democrats or Republicans aren't being used? America. They used you. You blew up nations all over the world. You was fighting for freedom and children. And now they're getting rid of you, right? That is what's happening. So let him finish. He's on.
They know too much. Some of them, when they get disillusioned, when they see that Marxist-Leninists come to power, obviously they get offended. They think that they will come to power. That will never happen, of course. They will be lined up against the wall and shot.
Exactly, which is with the reparations. This is why I'm saying I have no interest in your rep nor your rape. Okay? You should not be representing nothing, raping nobody. I don't want nothing to do with it. Why? Because they'll never let you in power. The master will never let you run a plantation. They'll let you struggle, to fuggle, to do whatever. They'll let you be like the coyote. They'll make that bomb and put you, get on top of it and go out there and get that white privilege and fight and stop them. And when you land, boom. You will never run the plantation. They'll never, ever, ever stop the plantation for you. I think Sadhguru said it good way. It's something to the effect of, this always has to do with struggle. I posted on my other page. It has to do with struggles between the poor and the rich, and somehow the poor get convinced that they can struggle against each other and get something that they don't actually have. He was talking about why Marxism fails, right? Why socialism or communism fails, right? This idea that the poor can help the poor and they all can work together and not be poor, but they're all poor, right? Like that's what the system believes in. The system believes that if you are on the bottom and you will stay on the bottom. There might be somebody who has an arm or leg on top of you, but you will all stay there, all right?
But they may turn into the most bitter enemies of Marxist-Leninists when they come to power. And that's what happened in Nicaragua. You remember most of these former Marxist-Leninists were either put to prison or one of them split and now he's working against Sandinistas. It happened in Grenada when Maurice Bishop was already a Marxist. He was executed by a new Marxist who was more Marxist than this Marxist. Same happened in Afghanistan when first there was Taraki, he was killed by Amin, then Amin was killed by Babrak Karmal with the help of KGB. Same happened in Bangladesh when Mujibur Rahman, very pro-Soviet.
He can give all the examples he wants. I'm gonna stop there and take you to another little Sadhguru thing. So, and you could say it the spiritual way, right? Like you become what you fight, right? You live by the sword, you die by the sword. Why we have no interest in a revolution? Why? Because you already failed before you started. If you use violence to fight a violent system, what does that mean? It means violence wins. It means you already lost. What's the point? Why do I care if you win? I have no interest in a revolution. You can revel and loot and all you want. But it's a waste of my time. Right? It means violence will still run in that system. Right? Every revolution has failed. You take on that energy. It's like karma. Right? And I think part of it has to do with the people who run things. They were just born in those shoes and they became who they were thinking that they're doing the right thing. And you are abusing them with violence because you know a little more than what they do. And I think that's where that sentience comes in, and that consciousness where you realize that, wow, they all think they're doing the right thing, and I'm just a little more informed because I'm poor. So I can kind of see the struggle that they're causing to happen, but they can't see. You know, which is interesting to me. That's why I find consciousness to be very, very interesting. It's our only way out, because a lot of it's physical and a lot of it's spiritual, but a lot of this is energy and karma, right? We only all get out together, and we got to take the psychopaths with us. If you are struggling against somebody else's indoctrination and their experience, you're wasting everybody's time, and you're wasting yours too, because whatever that dark energy is that you're struggling against, you will embrace, and it will become you. We're not allowed to have power. There's something about the rules of how all this works out. You can't have power over anybody. If you have power over anybody, you become corrupted. Power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely, but just one drop of power changes everybody. You can't have power. It's just, you gotta get rid of the power. If your system is modeled in power, violence will be the requirement. You will always have people who don't have that power, and when power equates money, it means you will always have the poor, which is why Christ said that the poor will be with you always, because you're not smart enough to realize it's baked into the model. This is why peaceful people are always killed by their government, and peaceful people always have nothing that they want to do with the government, because they understand what it is.
Might have known a lot about economics, but he knows very little about human beings. You must know the pain of the child which is going to bed today without eating a full stomach. You must know the pain of that woman who has a baby in her belly but she doesn't have the food to nourish the child. You must think of that farmer who doesn't have enough nourishment to go to his field and do his work today. You must know the pain of this. If you know this, then all this rubbish you will drop and see how a nation can move forward. He predicted that the richest nations in the world will become communist. People will share their wealth with each other, and how wonderful it's going to be the world. It's a fantastic dream.
Oh, everybody gets yachts and cars and mansions, and we all have this. We're all gonna work together and help everybody because it's what we do. When we have abundance, we like to share it with each other. Isn't that what the world looks like right now? If you don't understand human behavior, you can understand economics, but if you do not understand human behavior, you're missing the science.
It's a beautiful dream. It's one of the best dreams the world has dreamed, that everybody will be equal, everybody will have everything, nobody has to… it's by our need, not by our greed. You may produce $1 billion, I may produce nothing, but you are willing to share with me. When the poorest of the poor on the planet started talking about communism, communism became ugly. It's such a great idea. If the rich and the wealthy and the capable had taken it, world would have become an…
I'm sorry, I can't resist this one. So here's it. When the poor say it, oh, it's a horrible idea. No, we're not on communism. We don't want to get that nowhere. It's going to get infected. You on the carpet, rugs, we have to steam everything. No, we can't have that. But when it's the pandemic, oh, shut down. It's a good idea. Why? Because the wealthy people said it. Horrible idea. They convince you that the air is bad and they got your face diaper on. Interesting. There's something there. But this gets back to the whole point. Why is it only a good idea if it comes from your billionaires? Why is it only a good idea if it comes from your Caesar? Why is it only a crime when the poor do it? But it's okay when the wealthiest of the wealthiest do it. Interesting. Just think about it.
ashram. Yes, it would have been a perfect spiritual setting, really, if the rich had taken it. Now the poor took up the idea. What they could not earn, they want to take it by beating. Banditry became a philosophy. What should have been a fantastic process of sharing and giving and an embrace of humanity turned into an ugly idea. Most horrific things were done. During Joseph Stalin's time, They say over 27 million Russians died. This is 3 times the number that died in World War II. That many people, Russian people, died because the poor are trying to share something that they don't have. If the rich had shared, what a wonderful world it would have been. Great idea, but we did not create the legs for the idea. Just a great idea. If you wanted this idea to work, you should have made the whole world meditate, turn spiritual, then naturally they would give and share. Then if it had just slowly flowered like that, it would have been a fantastic thing.
You hear what he just said? In the depth of it. And this is why I appreciate, and I'll call him one of my gurus. I have many teachers and gurus, people who teach me. So many people here to do that. It failed. It was a good idea. It's a good idea on paper. And I'm not, if you still believe in the isms, on paper, capitalism sounds like a good idea. On paper, communism and socialism, which is like a watered down communism, but it sounds like a good idea. But you exclude human behavior and you exclude the legs, right? Like you just said, the legs underneath it, right? You exclude making a model that makes those systems work, right? And so he explains consciousness, and this is the beautiful thing. See, y'all know me, I'm always promoting the automated society, right? The automated society where robots do the heavy lifting and we free humans from drudgery. If we switched to that right now, we just snapped our fingers, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work at all. It wouldn't work at all. It wouldn't work because you have to have people who believe in a system in order for a system to work. You have to have people in their own time, in their own way, come to the bones, the reason, the legs under why we need something like a resource base. The reason why we need a paradigm shift. The reason why we need to get rid of every form of governing that's ever existed, ever on this planet, because none of them have ever worked. People. When you become more and more sentient, more and more conscious and sensing of people all over this planet, not just the people you were born close to. Right? I'm not going to tell you that I'm sentient or conscious. I'm no teacher. I ain't got nothing to teach you. But I am more sentient than I was 5 years ago. I am more conscious of the whole world, the ecosystem, the people, than I was 5 years ago. I'm more sensitive. I feel people's pain. I try to become more empathetic. I try to be more of an empathic type human being. When you feel the pain of other people, then the automated societies can work. When you feel the pain of other people, then societies that are about people can work. When you sense other people, then you can sense and act on not supporting a model that requires those people be in scarcity, pain, or suffering. Right? A model, you can support a non-violent model if you believe in non-violence. If you have the core feelings, you have the core sensing, the core consciousness to understand why we have to change, right? Then it'll work. And so I like how he says this, and this is the whole point. This is why I back out of, telling people what to do type stuff, right? Like, make jokes all you want. Compulsion, yeah, I guess you could use shame if you want to. But until it's their idea, it's a waste of your time. It's a waste of your time. People will go along with you because they know that you think it's a good idea. Or if they don't think it's a good idea, but they're going along with it because they don't want to debate or fight with you or whatever, it's not going to work. Because the minute that they are in power, or their line's in power, and they've raised kids to not be conscious, to not be sentient, but just to go along, get along, to go along, eventually one of those kids will be in power. When those kids are in power, they're not going to use the automated robots to grow the food. They're going to turn one of them into a cannon to come rob and take it from you. Right? We have to go consciously together. We only work. This is why I believe in the new world unorder. New world unorder. We have to trust each other. You have to believe science, right? When you give people the things that they need, they become pleasant people. When you create pleasant environments, they become pleasant people. You gotta trust that. Sure, they're not gonna do things you like. They're gonna say things that you don't like. They're gonna go places you don't think they should go. They're gonna embrace things that you don't believe. You see what I'm saying with that? Everyone needs to be unique, and you need to respect and love and trust them to be that. That as a collective, we will go the right way. But then again, that's where the spirituality comes in, because you gotta believe. You have to have the belief in a higher order to things. Call it Gaia, call it God, call it nature, soul, whatever you want to call it. When you believe there is an order to things, and when things are in order, things go the right way, then you're okay with the order then. If you believe that you came out of a swamp because a frog farted, some goo came out the back, and the primordial juices came together with some snake goo, and it made a human eventually, then you have no purpose, like everything's chaotic.
So Marx might have known a lot about economics, nothing about human nature. Even today, it is only the poorest of the poor societies who are communist, isn't it? There was a time about 20 years ago, 25 years ago, when India was vouching that we are a socialist country. Socialism is a watered-down version of communism. When you don't have the courage to be a communist, you become a socialist. Which has always been one of the serious problems with our nation, that we don't have the courage to say who we are, what do we intend. So…
Another word for courage is violator or violence.
Communism as an idea is a fantastic idea. There's a very beautiful story, incident which happened when Mark Twain visited. He was so excited. Wow, rich are going to share their wealth with the poor, and everybody's going to be equal opportunity for everyone. This is fantastic. Everybody wanted to… Lots of thinkers and authors from America traveled to Russia because they were so excited. This is it, the world is going to change. So Mark Twain was walking in a country road. A country Russian gentleman was walking in front of him with two hens under his arms. He ran up to him, caught up, and he said, "Comrade, are you really a communist?" He said, "Yes, I am. I'm a party member." He said, "Is it true that if you have two bungalows, you will give away one to your comrade?" "Of course. If I have two bungalows, I will give away one to my comrade. I'm a party member. I'm an office bearer. If you have two carriages, will you give away one to somebody who needs it?" "Of course. I'm a party member. I'm the president in my village. I have to, and I will." "You have two hens, will you give away one of them?" "What the hell, that's all I have."
The basis of that story, once again, the poor can't give to the poor what the poor don't have. Poor black folk will never get from poor white folk what poor white folk don't have. We either work together as a group or we die together as fools. Now, see, the interesting part about the end of the discussion is where the automation comes in. Right? The only reason why people will want your hands is because they still need them. You use automation, you can 3D print as many robot hands as you need to. We can end scarcity. We just have not discovered the consciousness to it. We haven't reached enough people, informed enough people about modern technology and artificial scarcity. That's why I do this every day. Jasmine, you asked that earlier. Why do I do this? Or what I do? I'm trying to do my small part in healing the human race by sharing with a few people the things that I experience, and hopefully that is what I'm doing. And I think that's all we can do. Is the planet has to heal. The planet, the entire human race has to heal. And that's only going to come from being informed, not just understanding the economics, but understanding the model, understanding the engineering. And if the engineering is based in there being poor, if the engineering is based in there being violence, if the engineering is based in artificial scarcity, keep a few at the top, all you did was just strap yourself to a red rocket. Right? The engineering of reparations is to take from somebody else and give to a few others, then it's a violent act. It's you're just wanting to hold the whip. We either want to free the human race or we want to run the plantation. And to me, it's a very simple thing. You're discovering your own consciousness. You're becoming more and more sentient increasingly. China is communism. No longer Russia. Well, you know what, Jimmy T, to me it's all the same thing. So whether you're communist, you're socialist, or you're capitalist, you're still under 13th Family-ist, right? You're still under central bank-ist. And as long as you're under them and they print the money, they have what everybody needs in the system, then they run everything. They run everything. It's just like America. And it's a great example. They flip and become anything that the wealthy want to be. They wanted to be capitalists for a while, so they'll do that for a while. They'll write some crony laws. They'll do that with the stimulus. They want to become communist. They'll shut down your businesses, but only their businesses can stay open. They switch and become anything they want. And we stay in like this level and argue with each other over their systems, which is why they always stay in trouble. Which is back to the whole face diaper strategy. Right? You determine what you want. If what you want is to run the plantation, then communism, capitalism, socialism are great discussions and struggles to be in. Black lives matter, white lives matter, blue lives matter, Antifa, whatever. They're all in it together. If you actually want to like end this 3,000 years of oppression of everybody, every baby born on this planet, then you've got to fight that on a conscious level. That's what I think. Gotta fight it on a conscious level. But you want to think about your strategy, you want to pick your battles. My battle is absolutely, Christine, no masks, but I will wear my face diaper at certain places. I will. I'll pick and choose my battle because some battles you gotta lose to win the war. But I'll tell people all day long, this is a bad idea. It's a bad idea. It's pointless. This is not scientific. This is a psychological control mechanism. Right? But it's not a battle I want to be in. I don't see any win. It's kind of like, fighting with races and religions and between the nations. It's not going to get anybody anywhere. I'm not going to fight with some young person in a grocery store. But I'll go in there for 5 minutes. I just make my plan. I got to go in. I got my shopping list. I'll get more organized, Christine. I'm going to get in and I'm going to get out. Any discussion I have about the topic is, there's more than enough evidence to show that they're just playing a game on people. They're playing a murderously bloody game, right? The actual pandemic that I'm focused on is the shutdown. The shutdown actually killed more people than any of all the flus put together, right? 1 million people in the United States. And in fact, in India, I would say India would probably have to be millions by now. I mean, they said people were literally driving or getting on these transports to go home, the train, millions of people, and they were shut down and had to walk hundreds of miles home, right? That's India, right? Very little water, so different parts of India. And so millions of people probably died from that. It affected it by the definition of pandemic, right? It affected multiple continents. I'm more concerned with the artificial pandemics. If artificial pandemics are the problem, the artificial things that kill people are the problem. The natural one you can't do anything about. I'm not worried about a flu or no damn virus or nothing like that. Got my smoothie, I'll drink it, I'll stay healthy. It's the artificial things that are killing people. See, we can't deal with the real killers of people, the real things killing grandma, until you eradicate the model that requires the fake things to kill people. Putting on a mask just feels so wrong to me. It literally hurts my soul. I cannot consent by complying. And that's good, Christ, and that's what you should do. And that's your battle. You pick your battle. My battle isn't the mask battle. I don't really care about that. Like I said, I'll wear it in the half times I wear it, Christ, I'll pull it all the way up. You can see my lip hanging out the bottom, and I'm breathing in fresh air all the time. But I understand the problems with breathing in. Like, this is not a medical device. This is not a piece of medical equipment. This is literally the bottom of some sweatpants. Literally. I'm not a trained professional in the medical field. I will not be wearing medical equipment. It's not going to happen. But I will pick and choose my battle. And dealing with the state, depending on the state you're in, the condition you're in, what you're dealing with, everyone's got to pick and choose their battle. That's not mine. When do we become amoral? Sandra, I would say probably sometime after kings, lords, chieftains, right? The human race by default is a collective that works together. It always has been. Something had to divide us to take away our morals, what we really are, our default condition, which is love. And so Sandra, if I guessed on that and just threw spear out into the ethos, it would be right after the time we stopped being human. It would be somewhere after the time we were given something called civilization, right? Society. Before that, we were free, and I think that we had ethics and morals. And every baby is born knowing right from wrong. Nobody likes to see anyone else cry. We all have the coding. But we had to be put into conflict-based unsocieties and uncivilizations to turn on our moral and ethical ways. That's what I think. Because generally, when you leave people alone, they become great people. We won't leave people alone. Generations of indoctrination. Yes, right, Jay, and that's how that works. From Russia to China to here to everywhere else, because they don't want people to be free. They don't want people to be people. They need you to be in a team and go struggle with another team and not take on the actual system that is the source of everybody's oppression. Good morning, Samton. Good morning, Danielle. Good morning, Daniel. Why is the switch left unintended? Jimmy, who you talking to? Why is the switch left? I don't know what you're talking about right there. Dang, G is good. G is good for my soul, but not so good for my workload. He always captivates me and I can't leave. Oh, Sandra, don't let me do that. No, Sandra, I will not be the cause of you getting whipped on your plantation. You need to, Sandra, this is a video. It's more fun when y'all are here. But don't let nobody lose no biscuits on their table because of my video. Don't do it. I literally say the same thing every damn day. As many different ways as I can say it, because I hope as many people can take it in my energy, my thoughts as possible, and then provide feedback. But the video is there, Sandra. It'll still be there. Go pick your cotton and just come on back. The problem isn't outside of you, it's in you. It is right, Jay. It's always in the mirror. Every problem in the world is in the mirror. And the minute somebody tells you that your problem is not in the mirror, that's somebody who's trying to take your morality and your ethics. Every single one of our problems is in our own mirror. If we all start looking in our own mirror, it will get solved. It will get solved globally, a permanent fix. As long as we go out there willing to rob Peter to pay Paul, win in politics because it's more of us, so that must mean that we're right. As long as we're willing to do that, it's a violation, and nobody will ever have freedom as long as that's the path. We have to look from within. First consciousness, and then isms can't work. Right? But that's how you get down, Christine. When people discover consciousness, we're going to have a world that's based in peace and prosperity, and everybody having some sense of freedom and joy of being here. As long as we continue these models, depression is going to be real, mental illness will be profitable, control systems will not change at all, violence will be prolific and popularly cheered, according to behavioral scientists, and it seems to be the deepest thinkers I can think of. My all-time favorite quote, Gerard. What is that, Hunter? Which quote? We need to be Facebook friends. Yeah, Lori, everybody here should be friends. If y'all see people here you're not friends with, you need to be friends with them. I'm not going to be here all the time. Y'all know that, right? Hell yeah, because of what Lori just posted. Hashtag we all going to die. And odds are they probably going to kill me first. I'm okay with that, though. I'm okay with that. No, they'll just delete my channel. They don't have time for that. They don't get their hands dirty. Like, no, he eats her. We don't get no blood on our hands. No, they're not going to kill me. But they'll shut me down. That's why I should be friends with everybody here. Because I disagree with everybody here. They disagree with me on something, but we all agree with core foundations of freedom and evolving, moving forward. And so if I'm saying things that don't make sense to you, or I'm saying things you disagree with, it would be better that you link up with like Will Love Earth or Lori or Sandra or somebody else who has a slightly different take. And plus, it'll make an interesting Facebook that you'll have. If you've got all your friends that you grew up with and you work with, your Facebook is just it's going to drive you crazy. You need some open-minded people who will actually jump in a conversation and give different spins and perspectives, different from than what the people who look like you, who grew up with you, your religion, or you went to school with or work with. Man in the mirror. Michael Jackson said it. Yes, he did, Shatita. Man in the mirror. Or the woman in the mirror. That's that. You don't need to go no further than that. Do you find joy? Put your joy in places this system and these people cannot take it, and live within your means. Try to do what's right. Try to beat yourself yesterday. Be a better Shatita today than you was a Shatita yesterday. And that's how you win. And that's the only measure you have. There's only one Shatita in this universe. There might be another one in another dimension. There's only one. So there ain't nobody in competition with Shatita. Shatita ain't in competition with nobody else. All you have to do is be a better you. That's how you win. Win-win. You lose if Shatita is comparing herself with Sandra, or Sandra with Jimmy, or Lord, anybody. It's never apple to apple. It's always apple to oranges. China is communist, no longer Russia. Jimmy, like I said, to me, it's all the same thing. Rothschilds and Rockefellers can burn that nation down anytime they want to. They can control the people. They own the mass media there and here. They can make people believe anything they want to. They can convince them that Godzilla's coming, or that they need to wear face diapers to protect themselves from the bad air. As long as we use capital and they own all the jewels behind all the capital, or throw out the jewels and just got the most capital, we're using their barter system, which means that they determine what happens in those societies, not the people. We need to keep walking our path and keep our light shining for others. Don't give up hope. Megs, when people lose hope, then they act hopeless. What boggles my mind is why anyone is looking at these people in the street and they're wondering why they're acting out, why they're burning things, why they're fighting with police. Hopeless people. Expecting people with no hope to act like they have hope is ignorant. Expecting people who have no hope to act like they have hope is ignorant. Hopeless people are supposed to act hopeless. It's not a blessing of it, you know what I'm saying, Mags? It's an understanding. So if we want to fix the problem, we don't want people running out in the street burning down the local Walmart, which is basically a slave plantation selling market, which probably should be burned down. Not in that way. Then you just got to give people hope. That's it. You got to give people hope. This is why the DNC, which is usually behind those people right there, they're not giving them any hope. They're not giving them any hope. They're taking her. They're the ones who are taking their hope. They're out there marching and protesting for them. And the same thing with the Republicans. Because the Republicans believe in the Republic. They were out there. We got to get back to work. Let's get back to slavery. It was like, but they're taking your hope, right? The Republicans is a whole crony. This is a crony-based system. So unless you got billions in the bank, it's not a fair and equal thing. You might be doing better than other people. You might have $1 million, $2 million, couple million in the bank, but you're still being abused and beat over the head by somebody who has more, right? Because it's all crony from the top to the bottom. They take your hope, and that's the only difference between someone with a couple million in the bank and the people out in the street is they just have a little more hope. Which is why Christ had no interest in your capital or banks and turned them up the tables in the church. They don't need to chattel anymore. It was right, Jay. When they don't need to chattel anymore, we're gone. We are all chattel to them. We are commodities, and when we are done generationally, they get rid of us. We serve a purpose, and we're gone. They got robots and automation. It's either going to be utilized to help the human race, to take care of the human race, or it's going to be utilized to replace the human race and keep allowing billionaires to stay in conflict with each other. And it's not that the billionaires hate us, it's just the system. The system requires that they stay in conflict with each other, and the more and more and more they get, the less and less and less your nation has, to a point where it gets collapsed. And they can't stop it, and they won't stop because the billionaires are in conflict with each other. So they'll burn nations left and right. It's like juggernauts, all right? When you have that much power and control and influence on the planet, it's like the, what's the name of that movie? We got them big robots fighting the monsters that come up from the ocean, the juggernauts, and they're like fighting in the city, and they're like knocking the, what's the name of that daggone thing? You had who was the brother? Idris Elba. What was the name of that movie? Because you know what? You gave me a vision. Idris Elba, robots, making the big robots, and they're fighting each other. It's like juggernauts. Right now you got Rothschilds and Rockefellers and Carnegies and Mellons and DuPonts, and they're all just battling each other in the nations. And people are like, and they don't even know the people are there. Like the monsters are fighting, and they're fighting each other. What is the name of that movie? Somebody post that in a second. Giant robot leading. No, that's You know the movie, this movie, today we're canceling the apocalypse. What's the name of that movie? No, it's not Immortal Souls. You know, and so this is like the real world. We're like the little mice in this city while these robots are fighting. I want a picture from the movie. I mean, I think that's one right there. This is, yeah, I guess that's a monster coming out the ocean. It escapes my mind. It escapes my mind. So anyway, the point is, it's like Godzilla. Think about it from a Godzilla perspective. Like Godzilla is fighting Mothra. They don't even really see the people in the city. The buildings are falling and throwing each other into them. That's on their level. And this is what happens when you have a world with trillionaire families and billionaires and central banks. They're all fighting each other. What happens to America, they're not really concerned with, right? Like they can just buy another military, another Pentagon, rebuild that. They got the slaves to do all of that. And that is the current world that we're in. We're in a world where you have juggernauts that are struggling each other, and then little minions in the city are still going to work like this is a good... Like you literally have Godzilla and Mothra and Mantra and all the rest of them throwing each other in the buildings, society's collapsing, people dying, living on the street, tent city, and all this. Depression's coming, but you have people who are still acting like this is normal. And no, this is not normal. Obviously, the buildings are falling. You got more homes than homeless people out on the street, and they're not getting homes. Obviously, that's not a government. They're obviously not governing. They're obviously not there for the people. You have juggernauts that are struggling, that are causing an immense amount of destruction in your nation, and you're refusing to admit that that's what's happening. That's kind of how we are. That's why I like face diaper strategy. You want to win. You got to pick and choose your battles. You got to pick and choose your battles if you want to really win the war. That's where we are. And nobody gave me the name of the movie. Man, I love y'all to death, but y'all suck. Am I the only one that watches movies? Movies are a good thing. I get a lot of great examples from movies. Master symbols of complete obedience and annihilation of free will. Perhaps, completely. I don't completely agree with Lori. I mostly agree. I think everything is that, right? Like buying gas, paying taxes, having a birth certificate, having a driver's license, like all to a degree, you got face diapers everywhere. Everyone just picks and chooses the face diapers that they wear. Right? Some people walk around with those badges, you know, the badges to get you into work. You know, those. I used to wear mine so proud, Lord. This is my plantation right here. I do pretty good because I'm on a plantation that's got the credit card. But this is back when people didn't have a bunch of them. This is 25 some years ago. Yes, I am still 29. I was so proud to be on my plantation. Like the boss just gave me a new whip. I had me some slaves, and I had this high tech. Lord, I had to walk around with my badge, which was just nothing but a shackle. It was nothing but a face diaper. Face diapers are everywhere. We consent in endless ways, but it is an increased level of consent. I understand what you're saying with that. They're constantly increasing the consent. Probably just to see what they can get away with. And they're probably just laughing about it. Which I still feel stupid wearing it. Oh my gosh. I need underground guns. Oh Lord, you got Lori talking about guns. Oh, what happened? Popped in saying infinite love to all. Infinite love to all. Yes, Kim Jackson. Everywhere. Yes, Pacific Rim, that's it. Susan watches movies. You know what, you got a point. What I got a point on, Shatita? What I got a point? Did I get a point on something? Love you too, Lori. Let me see. Unregistered firearms are the best. We don't need permission to protect ourselves. I agree with you, Christ. You do not. That's the dumbest thing. The dumbest thing I've ever heard on this planet. I know I say that probably 3 times a day, but at this moment in time, the dumbest thing I'd ever heard on this planet is I know the level of protection Christ sends to me. That's just the stupidest thing. I have never walked in that woman's shoes. I had no idea. There might be some monkeys after her. It might be Godzilla. It could be some banks. I have no idea. She needs to know. She knows the level of protection that she needs. She knows. Only she knows. I don't know what Shatita needs. I don't know where Shatita needs to go. I don't know if Shatita drinks smoothies and drink bananas and eat enough kale that she needs to be wear a face mask and not be scared of the cuckoo flu. I have no idea. I have no idea what Mark Chuck needs. I know Brother Mark and I worked in IT together. I know that we didn't work in the same building, the same corporation, probably not even the same state for a while. But I know he's seen a lot of things that I've seen. But I have no idea the love protection he needs. I don't know what's going on in his life. Only he does. He is the master of that. He needs to make his own decisions. I will never ally with anyone trying to tell Brother Mark what to go, where to go, where to do it, how to do it. If he's doing it peaceful, that's his damn business. It's his damn. If Christ wants to have a tank, she should have a tank. I'm fine with that. I just want her to have consciousness, right? I want her to be happy. Right? There's no aggressified planet, like a whole planet full of aggressified, scorned women. Okay? There's no pain like a woman scorned. And if you got a patriarch planet, we've been ignoring them for a long time, they ain't never had no rights, they gonna be a little upset. I believe every woman should have a tank and a team of ninjas. That's what I said. I still believe in that a lot. Every woman should have a tank and a team of ninjas at birth, from babies, little girls, until we get rid of this idea of force is right. It's a patriarch idea. And that's the biggest issue I have with patriarchy. It's not the penis, nothing about no penis, feminists. It has to do with this idea that if you are stronger, you're right. If it's more of you, you're right. If you can win a war, you're correct. And that's wrong. That's wrong. That's what voting is. Voting is a patriarchal process pretending that if you have more people, you're right. That's mob rule. That's gang violence. That is what is that? Democracy. Democracy is a patriarchal concept. Please stop spreading that around the planet. Damn STD. Stop. Please don't spread no democracy. Stop fighting for democracy. That's stupid. That's stupid. Just because you're stronger doesn't mean you're right. It just means that you're dumb. It means that you got more people you can align behind you. If you got media, if you've got people you brainwash and indoctrinated in schools, it's going to be people. All right, anyway, that's where I get down. Listen, this is Gerard. I got to go. Y'all have a great day. Free the people, and then Mother Nature too. Because without Mother Nature, Brother Pat Riley says, we gone in. Love y'all to death. Have your strategy. Even in the face diaper. But call it stupid, because that's what it is.
Do you want to free the people? Do you want to free the people from the bottom to the top? Make modern slavery stop. Do you want to? Do you want to? Free the people.
Make the days count with carbs to fuel and electrolyte.
Today, at the edge of our hope, at the end of our time, we have chosen not only to believe in ourselves, but in each other. Today, there's not a man nor woman in here that shall stand alone. Not today. Today we face the monsters that are at our door and bring the fight to them. Today we are canceling the apocalypse.